game in the Steelbourne Royale. It is time for the second round. But before we get into the actions and it is still setting up the pieces. Pawns are being moved into position. But there is one thing I would like to show you before anything else. The dev for Sectors Without Numbers have added the ability to add in to color hexes, which I have done. So it's becoming a pretty little map, and it also helps to illustrate where things are. For example, the church here in pretty pink has its base of influence in 0707, and in 0507 has some sort of asset. So hopefully this will assist us a bit in keeping everything illustrated. So, time for the actions then, and how about we begin by revealing the turn order for this round. First, the bountiful trade conglomerate will go. After that, Enigma Entertainment. Third will be the East Space Company. Fourth, the Pretty in Pink, the Church of Our Lady Alvahin. Fifth, the Flaming Dragon, and the last but not least, the Helix Foundation. So let's get to the actions. See, this would be turn 2, and it would, and let's change it to February. There. So, and first out was the Bountiful Trader Conglomerate. Alright, I needed to... That's how I did it last time. I pasted it directly up there. So, the Bountiful Trade Conglomerate, they want to buy another commodities broker on 0404 Kalia. So 0404 is the Bountiful Trade Conglomerate's main sector. Yeah, and it is no problem buying a new asset there, as I believe Kalia would be the planet they already have. They have their base of influence on. Yes. The Bountiful Trade Conglomerate. Yeah, they also, since last turn, have a rebate of 6 fact credits on their next purchase, which is nicely illustrated. So the commodities broker, let's double check that all the numbers are correct. Commodities broker cost 20, correct. So then we just add the commodities broker Bountiful Trade Conglomerate, and the Commodities Broker. And everything fills. Well, almost. 0404 Kalia. And we should only reduce their balance from 14 to 0. And that's it. And hi, Old Mage. Well, there should hopefully be more than you here, but we'll see. And second was the Enigma Entertainment. And there we find them, and their action is to buy an asset. A party machine on Tauron. They also used a Commodities Broker last turn, and for the Enigma Entertainment, their next purchase is reduced by 5. On Tauron, which is their home sector, Enigma Entertainment, and there we have Tauron. So they want to buy a party machine. I don't believe the party machine have appeared yet. Let's see, cunning perhaps. Yes, the party machine. Political blocks control particular cities or regions. Blocks that are firmly in control of the faction. So each turn, a party machine provides 1 fact credit to its owning faction. And party machine costs 8. Then they have their Commodities Broker, reducing it by 5. So no, it should not cost you 4 credits. It should cost you 3 credits, unless I'm reading the table wrong. No, 8 minus 5 is 3. So let's add for the Enigma Entertainment a party machine. And it was 0203. Tauron. And it cost the Enigma Entertainment 3 credits. 12 minus 3 is 9. So I should, by the way, let's see, Peaceable Kingdom, I should copy over this. And they are up to, that was the second turn. I should do the same for the Bountiful Trade Conglomerate. They are also at 2 out of 4. And third, East Space Company. Which we find here. The East Space Company want to take it action to expand influence, to buy a base of influence on Grundhill for 15, and their asset and their Commodities Broker reduces that by 7. So the 15-point base of influence will only cost 8. So the East Space Company, base of influence, it's got 15 out of 15. I know that I'm changing things. And they are at 0402. Now I see it. Helps if one changes hex. 0402 Grand Hill. 0402 Grand Hill. Base 15 and let's double check the expand influence action. The faction buys a base of influence asset on a planet on which they have at least one other asset. They have another asset. Faction then rolls, there are no other factions. To buy a base of influence, purchaser pays 1 fact cred for every hit point the base has. Yes. So one hit point per fact cred, so 15 fact creds. Minus 7, that's 8. So the East Space Company, 10 minus 8 is 2. And this also means that the East Space Company have fulfilled their goal. The goal of expand influence. Plant the base of influence on a new planet. Difficulty is 1. Plus 1 is if the attempt is contested. No, it was not contested. So and they gain influence. They gain experience equal to the goal's difficulty. So this means that the East Space Company now have 1 experience. The first one on the board. No, that was Enigma Entertainment. There it is. After that, it's the Pretty in Pink, the church. And what are they up to? They as well are going to buy a base of influence. Last round they moved their demagogue to the Cass system over here. And the planet Circadi. And this turn they are going to pay 6 fact creds to buy a 6 hit point base. A bit weaker base, this one. And it was on 0507. Circadi. And this also means that the church have achieved their goal of expanding influence. So let's and since that wasn't contested, they gain 1 experience. Second point on the board. And it's time for me to change some colors. First of all, I'm going to remove the background and then their weak color to give them a bit stronger pink to illustrate where they actually have their base of influence. So then it's time for the fifth faction, the Flaming Dragons. And finally something is happening. This is a really exciting action. So the Flaming Dragons, first of all, their goal advances. Their home planet is slowly being seized by their agents. Well, it's being secured. Media centers taking over, radio, television, newspaper, important blockades, dissidents handled. But that is not what the faction is actively doing. They are using their asset ability to move two of their assets, FD-00-03 and -04. So what are those? It is two blockade fleets. Let's take a look at the blockade fleets first of all. A ragtag lot of corsairs, pirates, privateers and other deniable assets. When they successfully attack an enemy faction asset, they steal 1d for fact credits from the target faction as well. This theft can occur to a faction only once per turn, no matter how many blockade fleets attack. As an action, this asset may also move itself to world within 1 hex. So, I early made a ruling that to ease mobility, that which allowed those assets that are tagged as starship to end their turn in empty space. They can still only move their previous number of hexes, but they don't have to end up on another world. However, there is a limit of 3 hexes in total, so they cannot circumnavigate the sector just popping around. 3 hexes from where they started. So let's take a look at the first blockade fleet, FD-003. It is moving from 0605 to 0504. So 0605 to 0504. Where is that blockade fleet going? Where is that blockade fleet going? So 0504. Empty space. So that was the first blockade fleet. The second moves to 0505. which is there. Is that second fleet? Could that be going to Akikavati, perhaps? Or Plastow? Perhaps even to Kaz. The second one, on the other hand, is almost at the bountiful trade conglomerates system. Will be interesting to see what is happening. So let's move that to 0505. And let's double check so that it doesn't custom anything. No. Just have to double check so I haven't made any other rulings regarding it. So give me a second to check up my rulings. Oh, here it is. Starship type assets can end their turn in an empty hex that is no more than 3 hexes from their last system. If they remain in an empty hex, as in on the next turn they don't continue their journey, they take 1 hit point damage, 2 hit point damage the second turn, and so on. Yes. So as long as they keep on moving, nothing bad will happen. And blockade fleet doesn't cost anything to be moved. So that looks like everything. Updated goal and updated where the 2 blockade fleets are. And so, last but not least, the Helix Foundation. And I think we have seen this this action previously. Their goal doesn't change. What was their goal? To spread influence. Was that the same? Let's see. Let's double check the goal. Yeah, it's expand influence. They want to plant the base of influence. Were there really 3 expand influence? 1 expand influence. 2 expand influence, 3 expand influence. Yes. So the Helix Foundation want to expand influence on Autoloop in the mass system. Well, the planet mass in the Autoloop system. This one, the tech level 5 planet. And they want to buy a 5 hit point base of influence. So let's update the colors. Let's remove that, and we'll paint in that. And put down the base of influence. It was also 5. In the 0104. and it will cost the Helix Foundation 5. So and 13 minus 5, it's 8. And they also achieved their goal. So we have 3 factions who have achieved a goal. Let's put it in for completion's sake. Yeah, and each of those factions have been rewarded with 1 experience. Yeah, and experience can be used to increase their ratings. 1 experience doesn't really help that much. Neither does 2. At least they would need enough experience to increase something from 3 to 4. So to get rating 4, they will need 6 experience. Which is still a fair bit away. And that would be all the factions. Everything is done. Every action accounted for, added to the spreadsheet, goals have been updated, and let's see, there it was, the Peaceable King, yes. And the rest, well, everything is done. So, and I actually think that this will be it. And unless any questions pop up or anything like that. It doesn't really look like that. So then I'm going to say goodbye for now, and then roll up the turn order for next round, and that will be sent out as soon as possible to the players, so they can start to plan their next action. And or sweat a little if they fear they have a blockade fleet incoming. I'm not saying that the Bountiful Trade Conglomerate should start to sweat, but they should start to sweat. The pirates, they are coming. And with that, thanks for tonight, and hopefully the same time next week.